Tracy. Let's talk about bullying.
Yeah, real hot topic in our country. I mean, really around the world, this bullying thing. You know.
Where do you think it's coming from? Why is there so much bullying going on these days, or that we consider bullying anyway?
You know, I think it's always been bullying. I think, you know, on every level of society, there's a certain level of bullying. I mean, the bullying that we're talking about now is like mostly with kids, but. So
you're telling me you've been bullied at work before?
Oh yeah.
In what shape?
Oh man, you know, I mean, people probably wouldn't have. I haven't had anybody in the workplace yet to come grab me by my collar and jam me into a locker or nothing here lately, you know, in my work life. But they have ways of bullying you by kind of pulling rank on you, letting you know that they're the ones in charge and that they can fire you. Yeah, yeah.
Were you ever bullied as a child? I mean, being 6'7" probably makes that a little bit difficult.
Well, I wasn't always 6'7", and you know,
were you one of the kids with the big shoes?
Yeah, well, I tell you,
big feet?
I was getting bullied from day one. I mean, my sisters bullied me, man. I had an older sister. You know, they would bully me, and you know, bullying has been around, you know, forever. It's been forever. I believe Cain bullied Abel. You know, it's just been around. It's just that now, I don't know, because of social networking, which I probably, a lot to do with it, because of this era that we're living in, the information age, we're just more cognizant of it now. We're more aware of it right now. You know, so that's why bullying just didn't show up in the last 7 to 8 years. But a light has been shown upon it now. So that's why we're talking. It's like a hot button issue right now.
Do you think it's just a news topic, just something to sell media, or do you think it's a legitimate concern?
Legitimate. I really do. I think, you know, of course, you know, the talking heads in the media, you know, anything, especially if it bleeds, it leads. That's what they used to tell us. And there's some bleeding in the bullying aspect of things. I think it's a very serious problem. I mean, with our young people, more so as the way young kids are reacting to it now. I think the reaction to bullying is new. I think that's different.
Do you think they're more sensitive to certain things to them?
Extremely. Extremely.
Do you think that we've done anything to cause that?
Yes, because we've always been a voyeuristic society. You know, and what I mean by that, we've always liked to peep into other people's lives, especially their shortcomings and, you know, the dark places in their lives. And with the advent of MySpace and Twitter and Facebook and all of these things, now everybody can be Lindsay Lohan now. You go out and get drunk at a party in high school, they got a cell phone that's with a camera on it that's taping all of it. So, I mean, so now you have all of that trauma, all of that stuff that goes along with that. You know, and the bad part of it, at least Lindsay Lohan is getting a check for it. These kids aren't getting anything for it but embarrassment, shame, being bullied, you know, based on the fact, because now we're living in this media-driven society now that feeds that voyeuristic appetite that mankind really has always had. Because we've always wanted to kind of look, even if it was to look at other people's problems or other people's shortcomings, if for no other reason, so we don't have to face and confront our own demons and our own problems.
I think you're right. I think a lot of times people pick on others just to make themselves maybe feel more positive. You know, what brings that about, though? What do you think? I mean, what's the root of that? Do you think it starts at home, at school? You know,
I think it starts at home. I think we don't do enough as parents to build our kids' self-esteem and a value system early on. A lot of it is because we use the excuse we don't have the time. We got to go out and work jobs, 2 or 3 jobs, and we're hustling around to do that. And we're leaving our kids to be raised by television and rap music and 106 in Park and TRL and all of these type of babysitters, for a better word, to describe how our children, their perception of reality is being shaped by, like I said, this media.
And we know bullying probably, you know, it's been around forever. But what do you think's in the brains of these kids that are actually doing the bullying towards others? What makes you think? What makes them think that they can get away with it?
Well, because they do for the most part.
Without feeling bad about it. You know?
Well,
it seems like they do some pretty harsh stuff and without any type of conscience of mind in doing it.
Well, there are people who've been bullied. You can't find one bully that hasn't been bullied before. You don't just come out the womb bullying people. You just don't. I don't think it's in the human makeup. You know, I think whether it's their parents, somebody has been bullying these kids. You know, let me tell you, hurt people grow up and hurt people. When a person has been hurt and had a lot of damage, especially in a violent nature, and that's what you normally see a lot, this creates this action, this behavior. They automatically want to feel like, okay, I was hurt, and it could have been by an adult or somebody, but so I'm going to hurt the kid that's in the desk next to me in 2nd grade.
So let me ask you this. Are there any special tips you could give to a kid to help them to stay under the radar to keep from being bullied?
Well, it ain't nothing, man. I remember, you know, my mom and dad got a divorce when I was really young, and I would go stay with my mom in the city and then come down in the country and stay with my dad. Now, in the city, man, if you don't have brothers or you don't have some cousins that's got your back and stuff, yeah, it's a hard road to go. I used to try to take alternate routes home from school and try to stay away from the people who kind of perpetuated that kind of stuff. They find you, yo. It's like you dressed in fuchsia or something. Even though you try not to get in with those people, they find you. The best thing you can do is do some work on the inside of you. You know, you got to have the self-esteem there. You got to understand and know who you are, you know, because that builds a strength inside of you. Now, I'm not saying, you know, you can go take karate classes, you can go and lift weights, and you can go do all of those other things, and that'll help and to a certain degree. But when you got a strong sense of who you are and your values and what you're about, that's the greatest thing it's the most important thing that you have to do.
So what you're saying is basically those that are having problems with, you know, some of the bullying aspects of life and whatnot, that they can actually turn it into a positive. So in conclusion, you know, how do you think whatever kids there are out there that are having problems with such things, that they can turn that into a positive and help it influence their lives in a positive way to maybe achieve things that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to?
The most important positive thing I think kids can do about bullying is their response to it. You know, I mean, what's really new about bullying is the way our kids are responding to it. I mean, they're committing suicide, man. They're killing themselves in like crazy sick numbers, man. I mean, kids are going home, writing a letter, and hanging themselves. And they're in the 5th grade. 5th grade, a child ending their life before it ever starts. Or because of something that's happening with their peers. Or something that's happening on Facebook. Or a rumor that's going around. When I was growing up, we had that, but we didn't respond that way. We didn't. I mean, you know, it would be one thing if the bullies were actually killing the kids, which that would be wrong. But now we're seeing suicide pacts where groups of kids that are being bullied are coming together and killing themselves, just putting together, creating their own death in some kind of way. Because now there's a fear that's driving them. There's a feeling of saying that my life is not worth it, because if it was, these people wouldn't be picking on me. They're telling you stuff like, won't you just kill yourself? They must be right. And then I'm even seeing in some cases that kids are saying, well, not only am I going to go out, but I'm going to make my mark in the way I exit. You know, and that's got an allure to it. As crazy as that sounds, there's an allure because they've been made to feel they don't matter. Their life never mattered. So now they're going to make the news. They're going to make national news on how they're going to do it. That's what we got to do as adults. We got to save our kids, man, because the way we're responding to this stuff, man, this can't keep going on. Somebody's got to do something.
Yeah. I think it's important, too, that, you know, to be that friend to somebody. I know,
yeah.
I feel like in every moment I've been in life that's difficult, I always have that friend that you know you can always count on. And sometimes you have to be that friend.
Yeah.
Especially if you see someone in school that obviously maybe they're getting bullied or whatnot. They don't have the capability of actually socializing well with others.
Yeah.
You've got to be that friend. You've got to step up and see it and be a better person and help them out.
You know, I was a Harlem Globetrotter for years and was on TV and stuff. Let me tell you, the only thing that fame is good for is for what you just said. You know, just to be able to use your notoriety and fame, find some kids who are being, you know, picked on and stuff, and then you stand up beside them. Make a friend with them. Let people see you with them. That's a beautiful thing. That's the only thing I know fame is good for.
Good. Any other final comments about bullying?
Hey,
wrap it out.
Let me tell you something. God made you and he don't make junk. And he's the author and finisher of all things good, and you are his greatest creation. Know that, believe that about yourself, and as Josh said, find that friend that sees that God in you, sees that value in you. Again, this has been Tracy Williams with another Passion Point. See you next time. God bless.